Hi, I'm Erin Fletcher, continuing education instructor at the North Bennett Street School. For this class, making a collapsible punching cradle, I'm going to show you how to make a punching cradle that can be disassembled and stored flat, just like this. Punching cradles are a really useful piece of equipment for bookbinders. They ensure a really accurate punch at the center of the fold of your signature when you're preparing to sew. A punching cradle is a really great addition to your studio. We'll be making a cradle to accommodate books up to 12.5 inches tall, but this model can really easily be adjusted for larger format books or even reduced in size for miniature books. For this class, you're going to need the following tools. You're going to want a 12-inch or 300-millimeter metal ruler. I'm going to be working in metric in this class, so having metric on your ruler is going to be very helpful. A pencil. You're going to want a cutting mat and a blade. Choose a blade that is comfortable in your hands, either an Olfa or an X-Acto craft blade. For your safety, please don't use a utility knife. A pair of scissors, any size is fine. A bone folder or a Teflon folder will work. A triangle with a 90-degree angle. A Japanese screw punch with a 3-millimeter bit. This is a pretty expensive tool if you don't have it already. It's a really fun tool, so you might want to add it to your collection. But a hollow punch and a hammer is a cheaper tool and it's perfectly fine to use. I'm going to be using PVA for the adhesive. I use a variety called Jade 403, which I purchased from Talus. It is also possible to use the Line Co brand of PVA, which is a little easier to find. And I'm going to be using a brush to apply the adhesive. You can certainly use a foam roller with the glue in the tray. Have some kind of scrap paper to protect your work surface from the glue. For the materials, we're going to be using two different types of board. I'm going to be using a heavier 3-millimeter board, 98-point Davy board for the sides and these supports that go on the legs. The legs are going to be a slightly thinner board. I'm going to be using a 70-point or 2-millimeter thick Davy board. You're going to want a small scrap piece of book cloth. This is paper backed. We're going to be using this to reinforce the area that is punched and will make your cradle just last longer. And finally, I'm going to be covering the board with Locta paper, which you can purchase in plain colors or decorative patterns. Locta works really well for this project. It's a really thin paper and becomes really malleable once the adhesive is applied to it. And it's going to make it really easy to mold around the supports on the legs. If you need any of these tools or materials, I suggest going to the following online resources: Hollanders, Collapsible Book Arts Supply, or Talus. I hope to see you in the class.